What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on this FBA Capital channel. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys the daily range case study for Thursday, November 17th and Friday, November 18th. So with that being said, we about to get right on into it without wasting time because we don't like to waste time. Simple as that. But we're going to start off by doing it just like this. We're going to mark up, boom, previous day's high of Wednesday, since we're doing the daily range case study for Thursday first. Mark up the previous day's low. Boom. Get the 12 a.m. open, which is right in here. Boom. We're going to get the Asian session range from 18 o'clock all the way to midnight New York time. Just like that. And now this is what I always do. I always get this 3-point outline that I'm always looking for. Now, there's a few areas in price I want you guys to pay attention to, such as this high, and this low, and this low. Those are going to be the most important parts. Now, you could probably expect why one or two of them might be, but if you don't, then I'm going to sit here and explain why. So first thing I noticed is it was an overall bearish day. It looks like it was a London continuation, considering the high of the day was created at 3:15 in the morning. So London continuation, ran the previous day's low. We never ran the previous day's high, so it was a bearish London continuation. Simple. So now we're going to overall go and look at what happened within all these times. So from here, we're going to start off with this high during London session. Why is this area important? So for starters, this is the move that ran the Asian session high. If you also look to the left, we ran two highs. We ran a short-term high and we ran the Asian session high right here. And after we did that, we came very close but didn't tap into this 1800 level. Not 1800, 11800 level. We came close, but we didn't tap right into it. Now, even though I didn't mean to make this orange, red. Now, even though it didn't tap into it, this is still going to be something to learn off of because it's not always going to get this close. A lot of the times, it is going to touch that level. So that's just something you got to keep in mind. Not every situation is going to be perfect. But that's not the only confirmation. Running these highs weren't the only confirmation for why price had this movement it did. We're going to pull a fib from the previous day's high to this low. And what do you see? I see that there's a fib 38.20% rejection level right in equivalent with that high. So if you look at the confirmations now, we ran that high, tapped into that fib level, and now let's also keep in mind the time. Early London session, 3:15 in the morning, high of the day. Boom. So let's annotate that. So we have the high of the day at 3:15 a.m. after Asian range high ran plus short-term high ran, along with fib short 38.20%. Now, guys, this is something that happens pretty often in the London sessions. I don't know if you guys watch all the daily range case studies, but this is something that happens pretty often when you see the Asian session high or low get ran during this time frame from about 1 to 4 a.m. and then price usually just drops and continues to go one direction from there. And as you can see, after we created this high, price dropped, and it kept dropping until we got to around 11,500, which is 300 points away. So keep that in mind, 300 points away. Look to the left also, because this is the next area we're going to be overall annotating this low, because this is our low of the day that was created at 9:15 in the morning at 11,500. After what? Look right in here. We ran this low to the left. We ran this low right here. So I'm going to make this right here. We ran that low, and if you look right in here, right in between, right within this 11,500 level, you have fair value gap within price from this wick to this wick. And now if you look on the bigger scale, look at that. Price filled in that gap after breaking below this level, tapped into 11,500 at 9:15 in the morning, and that's what created our low of the day. And then from here, you can see the reaction price had. It just kept pushing from here, and it was clean. Price filled in the gap almost precisely, almost perfectly. So now annotate it. So we had the high of the day at 3:15, and we have the low of the day at 9:15, along with 11,500 big figure level, along with the 15-minute fair value gap, along with false break of short-term low. And that was the low that I marked up with this black line right here. We ran that low. Then from here, price ran to the top side. Now, even though this wasn't a major reversal move, this is still something you could have capitalized off of just by understanding all these little things that were happening within price right here. So now we're going to move on to this area in price. Why is this important? So for starters, this is where price retraced into. We're going to pull a fib. I personally don't think this is going to be a fib move. Kind of. It was holding the 79%, so I am going to leave the fib, but I'm actually going to leave it like right here so you can see it. So you can see the 79% of this fib, and if you don't know where I drew the fib from, I drew it from this London high, which is our high of the day, to this New York low, which is our low of the day. Right here is where price retraced, and we held that 79% right here. Also keep in mind where we are within price. We have the 700 level right here also, so you can see why price is overall ranging within this area so much. It's a lot of liquidity within this area, a lot of orders, and the previous day's lows also within here also. So right here, we had this retracement at 130. At 130, we traced into the fib short. We also, if you look to the left right here, boom, right here. I'm looking at these candles right here. This gap in between here is what price tapped into before breaking lower. If you want to take it a step further, this whole area from, let me see if I go to higher time frame. Here to here is a gap on the 1 hour. If you look on the 4 hour, there is no gap on the 4 hour. So the 1 hour and lower is where we've seen the gap. So we see this gap here, and there's one on the 1 hour. That is what price tapped into. It didn't go into it, but it tapped into that fair value gap on the 15-minute. Now that's important to know. Why? Because this is still a move that you can catch. Even though this wasn't a major move, this move still retraced and dropped about 119 points. 120 points. So if you're risking about 30 points or risking about 40 points, you're still able to get a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 within this move just right here. Now imagine if you were able to catch this move or catch this up move. This is the smallest move that you would have been able to catch, but it still makes sense. That's something you got to keep in mind. So annotate it. We have the fib short along with 11,700 rejection. Along with the 11,700 rejection, along with the 15-minute fair value gap, along with we came right back into that Asian session also. I'm not going to annotate it, but the last one is we came above the 12 a.m. open. Now that's one of the best ones because keep in mind, as soon as price came above this opening price, you can see how price kind of stayed below the wicks. This 12 a.m. open is right here. It stayed, the wicks stayed below this 12 a.m. open. The wicks came up, tapped into that fair value gap, but we overall tried to stay below. From here, price ended up dropping. And then within this drop, you got a what? Another move. Simply pull the fib again, and what do you get? You get a 62% rejection. Look at that. There's a lot of fib moves in here, and the fib isn't a magic tool. The fib is just measuring how far price is retracing. There's nothing crazy to it. It's just overall giving you a visual area on what to expect based off of a percentage drop. So price came back, retraced into this 62%. If you also look at where we are within price, retrace back into 11,600. And then from here, if you also look to the left, you have these two down candles in here. These two down candles are going to stand as our order block. Why? Because if you come to, say, a 30-minute time frame now, that's going to be one candle. So it's going to be our 30-minute order block. But we saw it based off of the 15-minute time frame. So we can annotate that also. Let's annotate it. So at what time was this? 15 was about 3:15. So at 3:15 p.m., we had the fib long along with 11,600 rejection. What else do we have? Along with the 30-minute order block rejection. Then from here, price had that push to the top side. Now that's going to be the last annotation I do for this daily range, just so I don't get it too scattered. But these are going to be the main swing points that you would have been wanting to catch, because this is where majority of the moves happen. So why do I study these? I study these because I want to know how I could potentially catch these moves in the future. So now let's do the schematic. We have the Asian session ranged. Price ran above, cleared that high, making the high of the day before dropping down, retracing, but overall just staying within that range, and overall still remained a bearish day. London continuation, with the London having the high and the New York session having the low of the day. So with that being said, screenshot this. If you don't have a screenshot, make sure you join the Telegram. It's going to be in the description. So we're going to move on to the next one now. So this is the daily range for Thursday, November 17th, done. And we're going to move on to Friday now. Okay, so now that we did Thursday, on to Friday, do the same thing. Mark up previous day's highs, previous day's lows, previous day's high, previous day's low. Get the 12 a.m. open. Boom. Now we're going to get the 8 session range. Boom. And boom. As you can see, within this area here, there was a gap from when the market opened. Nonetheless, we're still going to be able to overall get the analysis. So there's a few areas I want you guys to pay attention to. I want you to pay attention to this low, this high, and this low. And we're also going to look at this one right here also, since we're going into the week. So with that being said, why is this low here important? So for starters, we're going to be pulling a fib from this previous day's low to this current high, which was right here. So if you don't look at anything from the right side of the screen, only look at Thursday to Friday, this is the highest point, this is the lowest point. But from when price, I'm going to make this, I'm just trying to block it off for you guys. From when price was here, this was the highest point. So this is where you would be wanting to anchor the fib from. So from this low to this high. Why? Because as it went on, price slowly started to move lower. And that's why I'm not drawing the fib from anywhere else. So if you don't know where I drew the fib from, I drew it from this previous day's low to this 8 session high. Why? Because I'm trying to see if this was potential retracement. As you can see, you had a retracement within here, but you want to look further ahead a little timeline. Let's see if it had a 38.20% rejection. Move it over. Look at that, 38.20% rejection. When price came and filled in this fair value gap, boom. Not even that fair value, it was this one right here. Wrong one. This gap in between price is where price came down and filled. And it tapped right into it. It filled it fully, came down, filled it all. At what time? 3:15 in the morning. So at 3:15 in the morning, we filled in this 15-minute fair value gap, and we made this low. So let's put that in. 3:15 a.m., 15-minute fair value gap, plus Asian range low cleared. That was the last thing I wanted to do. This was the move that ran below and cleared the Asian session low right in here. Boom, that's where price came into. And then from here, this is what led price to have this expansion to the top side, doing what? It came all the way up to this 11,800 big figure level. That's one confirmation. It also cleared the previous day's high, grabbing the liquidity from it. Another confirmation. And if you look at what time this happened at 9:30 in the morning. So time and price. We were above this high at 9:30. From here, this is when price ended up dropping off. So annotate that. So we have the high of the day at 9:30 a.m. along with 11,800 big figure level, along with previous day's high getting cleared, along with, what else do we have? If you pull a fib, I think this is going to be from the weekly high all the way up here. So from this was the weekly high. We're going to be drawing all the way to the current week low, which is right in here. And we're going to get the fib settings. In this case, it didn't tap into it, so I'm not going to even annotate that. I thought it potentially would. But these are going to be the confirmations then for why this ended up being the high of the day. Now from here, what happened? Price ended up running down, clearing the London low. So that's something to always watch out for, because when you're getting reversals, ideally you would want to see the London highs and lows get ran through. That's an ideal situation. So the London lows ended up getting ran through right here, and price came even lower into this range. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to be pulling a fib from that previous day's low to that current day high. And that current day high meaning where we got the high of the day for Friday. So I pulled the fib from here to here, and as you can see, when you look deeper, price came in to this area after doing what? Running this short-term low, grabbing the liquidity. And if you also look at where we are price-wise, 11,600. So we held this 11,600 big figure level after clearing the short-term low to our left, grabbing all that liquidity at what time? This was at 12:15 p.m. So now let's put all that, and that is what ended up being our low of the day. So we have the low of the day at 12:15 p.m. after short-term low got cleared, along with 11,600 big figure level being held. And then what else? Then we had the fib long also from the previous day's low to the current day high. And that is what ended up leading price to leave this as our low of the day. And then from here, price retraced slightly higher, doing what? If you look to the left, we came in and filled in this fair value gap. And if you pull a fib from this current day high to that low, then you can see the regular fib settings don't line up. So let's check our continuation level. And as you can see, it's trying to hold this continuation level right now. If you don't know where I drew the fib, I drew from this high to this low. We retraced into 38.20%, filled in that 15-minute fair value gap at what time? 15:35, which is about 3:45. So at 3:45 p.m., we have the fib short 38.20% level. After what? Filling in that 15-minute fair value gap. Boom. Just like that. Now, this is where we currently are in price, and this is why I'm currently bearish. So if you watch the weekly market breakdown, which is going to be after this video, you're going to actually understand what I'm looking for going into the week. So I'm not going to go too deep into it now, but I'm basically just going to leave it off with saying I'm bearish. So today was a bearish New York reversal. Why was it a bearish New York reversal? Because Asian session happened. London session came down, created a low before eventually running high, creating the high of the day during the New York session, and then eventually targeted that London low. Meaning the New York session made the high and low of the day. So it was an overall New York reversal, and it was a bearish day. So if you didn't already, make sure you screenshot this, or you can look in the Telegram chat. The Telegram has all the screenshots and all the videos that I do. So with that being said, appreciate everyone for watching this video. If you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you join the Telegram. The link is going to be in the description. Stay safe, stay productive, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you all soon.